How should dance be viewed? Subject matter, political protest, discipline, gesture, race, gender, sexuality, hashtag queer. Duane, who the hell is Maxx Lancaster? Could it possibly have something to do with that studded thong you're wearing?
If queerness is generalized to be identifiable to the entire population, in what way can one locate where socially queer and the performative queer intersect? In the University of Iowa's Dance Gala in 2014, my participation in Esther Baker Tarpaga's work, Hands Up, Disunity, Make This Not Us Against Them, I play 2 out of the 3 personas that challenge gender norms established by the white patriarchal convention in reference to masculinity. My corporeal experience within Hands Up challenges the function of culture, race, and socioeconomic standards David Geer speaks of in his article, 29 Effeminate Gestures, choreographer Joe Good and the Heroism of Effeminacy. Quote, to curve is to be expressive, and to be expressive is forbidden, end quote, is a Geer quote that seized my attention immediately. From the onset of the work, my costume disregards this idiom completely. As I stand on the auction block, a square black dolly, and my white studded G-string, white cowboy hat and boots, I enfeeble these regulations by empowering myself through the confidence in my expressiveness. As I undulate my torso and circle my hips of my 5'5", 180-pound muscular frame, I'm swayed around by Maurice Watson's character, Lady Chablis. I force the question of what is socially queer and what is performative queer. This inquiry directs me to Merleau-Ponty's theory that is described in Judith Butler's article, Performative Acts and Gender Constitution, an essay in phenomenology and feminist theory. Ponty's quote reveals that the body is, quote, a set of possibilities to be continually realized, end quote. Throughout the explanation of his theory, Ponty comprehensively chronicles the dominance of white patriarchal qualifications of masculinity as something of historical inscription. Ponty divulges that, quote, there is an agency which is understood as the process of rendering. Such possibilities are necessarily constrained by available historical convention, end quote. My audacious credence of my performative anatomic androgyny deforms the historic conventions Merleau-Ponty highlights. In the second section of Baker Tarpaga's Hands Up, I continue to challenge white patriarchal inscription of masculinity through movement and music. My elaborate arm and finger articulation, accompanied by the song I'm a Reed by the music group Zebra Cats, where the chorus is, I'ma read that bitch. I address 2 concepts explained in Geer's 29 Effeminate Gestures. Geer features writer, filmmaker, and political activist Susan Sontag's essay on gay culture entitled Notes on Camp. Sontag deliberates that, quote, beauty lies in going against the grain, a concept that can easily be translated into choreographic terms when called feminine gestures and performed on a male body, end quote. The movement choice of this section features old way voguing, which originated in black gay underground culture in the 1980s. In addition to this movement style that is inextricable to black gay culture, the camp, as Sontag would describe, is amplified by the chorus, I'ma read that bitch. Sontag proposes the question, quote, does it represent the reclaiming from a position deemed weak by society at large of the power and efficacy of red-hot anger, end quote. Geer suggests to reference Sontag's essay to help navigate you to a conclusion. My experience in Hands Up, Disunity, Make This Not Us Against Them truly blurs the lines that separate social queerness to performative queerness. This experience has also liberated and affirmed things for me as well. I was able to participate in a work that is extremely thought-provoking and affirming that as a society, we have a long way to go in reference to social and cultural awareness.
Zebra fucking cats.
I'm a that bitch. 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 I'ma read that bitch. I'ma school that bitch. I'ma take that bitch to college. I'ma give that bitch some knowledge. I'ma read that bitch. I'ma school that bitch. I'ma take that bitch to college. I'ma give that bitch some knowledge. I'ma read that bitch. That bitch. School's in, I'ma read that bitch. I'ma write a dissertation to excuse my shit when I act out of line and I spit and I kick and I rip and I dip and I yard trick. What bitch you don't like my shit? What bitch wanna fight me? Trick in the back of the classroom said he talking shit. Better shut your ass up before I reach you real quick. I'ma reach that bitch. I'ma teach that bitch. I'ma give that bitch some knowledge. I'ma take that bitch to college. I'ma reach that bitch. I'ma teach that bitch. I'ma take that bitch to college. I'ma give that bitch some knowledge. I'ma read.
Joining me now is Dorian Johnson, the young man who was with Michael Brown, and his attorney, Freeman Bosley Jr. Thank you both for being here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks. Dorian, you say the officer attacked Michael. What do you think when you hear the police say it was the other way around?
I don't care whether you're a Christian or not. I personally believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, but I'm also a killer.
Bless his soul. Police shot this boy outside my apartment.
I've killed a lot. And if I need to, I'll kill a whole bunch more.
Bless his soul. Police shot this boy outside my apartment.
You took my son away from me. You know how hard it was for me to get him to stay in school and graduate?